Bam 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 ba bam ba da bam 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 ba bam bum 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 bum. Hey YouTube, it's your boy B3 back with another review. Don't know if you can tell, I'm really excited about this. So the two figures I wanted the most when the Power Rangers Lightning Collection was announced were the Shadow Ranger and the Magna Defender. I got Shadow Ranger in Wave 1, and then Wave 2, I got Magna the frickin' Fender. So the original Magna Defender, the first one, not the second one, is one of my favorite Rangers of all time. He was like this crazed anti-hero who was trying to get revenge at all costs and was willing to commit genocide to do it. And he had this beautiful redemption arc. It was such a dark but beautiful story in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And then Red Ranger's brother, like, got his blessing and his powers, and, like, who cared? But no, then he just became another Ranger after that. He wasn't anything special. But this figure, I believe, is supposed to represent the first Magna Defender, since it does not come with an unmasked head of any kind, because we never saw the original Magna Defender without his helmet. Very, very cool. My mom helped me make a Magna Defender helmet when I was a kid, and the role-play toy of his sword gun was like my favorite toy, and I had like 3 different versions of his action figure, and I love the Magna Defender. Here's front of the box, nice window, art. On the back, you see his horn comes around because his head's so big. I love Magna Defender. I love him! Let's open him up. So here he is, the Magna Defender, out of packaging. Already has a couple paint problems, like here on the cape where you can't decide if it wants to be black or red, and here where it's got like these big scuffy parts on the chest, and then like the silver bleeds into the green on both sides, and the paint's a little sloppy on Magna Defender, I'm not gonna lie. The paint's a little sloppy, but the sculpt is dope. I really, really dig this sculpt. Kind of wish these shoulder pads were attached to maybe the arms instead of the actual shoulders, kind of like Figure Arts does a lot of the time. I mean, he's good looking. This I wish was a cloth cape, but I can actually live with this, to be completely honest. The gold is really nice. It's a nice metallic gold, as it should be. They use metallics where they need metallics, which I really like. And, of course, he has a great head sculpt. Accessory-wise, he has like the sword-holding hand, he has the gun-holding hand, and then he has the hands to kind of hold it shotgun style, but he also has like an open palm hand, which I'll probably display him with that, and the sword-holding hand. I think I'm going to display him going sword. He has his sheath here. Let me focus. His sheath and his sword, and the sword can go in the sheath, and it's beautiful, baby. It's gorgeous, girl. Really a nice looking sword, and the sheath here actually plugs right into this loop, so you can have that there. You really want to display him with that. If not, then the loop looks really weird. Oftentimes I'll leave sheaths off of figures if I have the option, but with him it'll look weird if he doesn't have it. He also has this in blaster mode. Very cool. It's bent like my penis, but it can also plug into his side like that, so you can have it sheathed as a blaster, but it doesn't pull out as a blaster. Why would it need to? There is an energy effect you can attach to the end. Wow, I screwed that up, didn't I? It's like a plug. You plug. Okay, so it doesn't want to work for me, even though... There we go. Yeah, I thought I had it lined up correct. Okay, well, that's not working super well. That's a point off also. So let's just move all that stuff out of the way. And let's check out articulation. That's what I'm kind of curious about on this guy. Up and down on the head, side to side. You got the shoulders, which allow up and down on the arm, forward and back. Bicep, double elbow, rotation, forward and back. You got the torso movement. You've got a little bit of that action. In and out on the legs, forward and back. The double knee bend. It's double, it's knee, and it's bend. You've got up and down on the foot, and an ankle pivot. So that's that for the Magna Defender. Now, let's move him back so that we can do some size comparisons. I know how much all of you love size comparisons. First up, we're going to compare him with other Lightning Collection figures. Let's have a villain. Lord Zed, villain from a little before his time. How about a hero from way after his time? Dino Charge Red Ranger. And I'd say he looks great with other Lightning Collection figures. That's not something you need to worry about at all. So he's going to scale well with his own line, which is really the only thing he can be expected to scale well with, but we're going to show him with some other lines anyways. How about the Beast Morphers line? Here he is alongside Evox and the Blue Beast Morphers Ranger. They're a tiny bit smaller than him, but I display them all together, so it works out for me. Let's remove them from the equation. Then introduce some other Ranger-esque toy lines. Here we have the Sentai Hero Series Zuyo Whale. That hasn't been adapted into a Power Rangers show yet, but it might be one day. Possible. I would. I'd change a lot, but I would do it. And then, of course, the Legacy Collection Armored Red Ranger from GameStop. And both these lines are too big for this guy. He doesn't look super bad with Zuyo Whale, but this Red Ranger just towers over him. So he's mostly best with his own line, which is what you would expect. And just to show him off with some Kamen Riders, since they cross over in Japan. Here he is with Kamen Rider Blade, the 20 Kamen Rider Kicks version from SH Figure Arts. And what the heck, Toei did a Spider-Man show too. Here he is with the second Marvel Legends Kane's Scarlet Spider. So what are my final thoughts on the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Magna Defender figure? Not as good as I hoped he would be. He's got some sloppy paint. I'm not a fan of those shoulder pads. The top pegs for the cape don't stay in, so it looks like it's hanging off him all the time. He could be better. He's got great accessories. The accessories are absolutely fantastic, even though I wish that blaster effect would stay on his blaster a little better. And he's sculpted well. It's just tiny articulation problems, several paint problems. I would say all around he's, with everything balanced out, he's average. I would probably say. Because he could have been one of the best. He really could have been one of the best. But it didn't work out for him. Sorry, Magna Defender. You're still one of my favorite Power Rangers of all time, though. So never let anyone get you down. But that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. I will see you all next time when we review, I'm thinking, another Kamen Rider maybe? Godzilla, Pacific Rim, Universal Monsters. Let me know what you want down below. That's it. Thank you all. See you all later.